Hello, everyone. My name is Amara, a property consultant in Lagos, Nigeria, and the founder of Wren Regent Properties. And today is specifically for my fellow agents, as we're going to be discussing how to choose the right developer for an off-plan project in Nigeria. Now, in a rapidly growing real estate market like Nigeria, it is very crucial for real estate agents to consider a lot of factors when choosing the right off-plan property development for their clients. And one of the most important things to consider is the reputation and track record of the developer. Now, the next question is, Amara, how do I know what factors to consider when choosing the right developer for my off-plan investment? And I'm going to tell you just how. Now, I've learned from experience that the performance of a developer can make or break your reputation. And as a real estate agent, I have to remind you that apart from selling homes, selling beautiful houses, what you're really selling is your integrity and your reputation. So you have to be very careful when you're choosing a developer for an off-plan development, because honestly, there is theoretical advice and there is practical advice. And in my years of experience, I have seen the good, the bad, and the really ugly. So pay close attention, guys, and take notes. Now, I get thrown a lot of properties at me to sell, lots of properties every week. And one thing I have to bring to your attention is you're not mandated to market every single property. What I advise you to do is have relationships with developers. Create relationships with developers. That way, you understand how they work, the work they produced, the products they put out on the market, and you're now in the best position to market on their behalf. It's not every single thing you see out there that you should sell. You cannot sell the whole of Lagos, trust me. So pick your projects, pick your developers, create relationships with them, and work with them over time. And you will see that you can back them up when your clients come forward. Another thing to consider are developers that promise heaven and earth and don't include it in the fine print. And in the fine print, I mean by the contract of sale. When developers promise you items or factors or features in an estate or in a property, those features that have been promised or those adjustments that have been made to your specific desires need to be signed to. This goes down to your unit number. If the unit that you have picked is D56, it should be stated in your contract of sale that you have bought D56. A developer that tells you that he hasn't yet numbered his property at the time of sale is not responsible. Because if you have taken the time out to do the architectural drawings, to itemize the different units, it doesn't take any more effort to number the units, such that people that have bought the units at any time in the future can recognize which unit is theirs. So make sure that you mark out your unit and mark out any promises that have been made to you from the beginning. Remember that an off-plan project is a timely factor. So off-plan on average takes 18 to 24 months. So many things happen within this time. So it's important to secure your client's interests at the start of the project so that they can be smiling at the end of the project. Look at the developer's past and ongoing projects. How do they look? Do they look grotty? Are there excessive cracks on the face of the property? How is the facility management of the property? How was the property built? It is very likely that the developer will follow course, as every time a developer builds, I always see it as a signature of the developer. And it also tells on the character and the work ethic of the developer. And also, how long did it take for that developer to build those projects? Did a 24-month project turn into a 5-year project? Do you understand? Commission that you've collected 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, you're still working for it in this present day. All these factors contribute. So before you recommend a developer of an off-plan project to your client, ensure that the developer is able to complete that project in a timely fashion. A timely fashion means 18 to 24 months. Yes, give or take 10 to 20%, but a development of 2 years shouldn't become 3 years, 4 years, and then you find that the developer is blaming the economic climate or economic factors. The economic factors can only delay the project for so long. And after a certain period of time, the developer just starts to look negligent and very unserious. So make sure that you assess the developer's past project very critically, as this will set the footprint of what kind of project you are subscribing your client to. Another thing you want to assess is the developer's transparency and communication skills. And you can simply assess this just by a simple conversation with them. Ask as many questions as you'd like, assess their work style, assess their ability to reveal information to you. When you ask for legal documents, how easy do they give these documents out? When you ask questions pertaining to the project, how are the responses? Are they straightforward? Are they apt? Or do they cloud it with excess information? Do they cloud it with excess words? Real estate investment is a very direct, straightforward matter. And it can also be extremely complex. So you want to work with a developer that is able to be as concise and as direct as possible. So please assess the ability of the developer to be transparent and communicate effectively with you. You don't want a developer that chickens out in the middle of a transaction, or when things are going sour and you're communicating with them, they redirect you back to their office or redirect you back to their lawyers, when from the onset, it was you and the developer who were discussing and having communications with. So please ensure that this developer that you're dealing with is able to be transparent and can communicate effectively and is never afraid to tell you the truth, even if it's not the fantastic thing that you want to hear. What makes a good developer is, despite the issues in the economy, despite the problems being faced, they are able to assure you that they are going to deliver on behalf of your clients. Another critical factor to assess is the developer's industry reputation. So what do other developers think about them? What do other agents think about them? Have they treated other agents well? Have they treated other agents' clients well? Do developers think their work is good? Have developers seen their other projects as well? You'd be surprised as to how much information you can get from other developers as well. All you need to say is, hello friend, have you heard of so and so developer? There's a saying that's very popular. Lagos is very small. And indeed, it is very small. You'd be surprised that your next door neighbor has all the information that you require if you just ask the right questions. Another way to assess a developer's performance is by customer testimonials and feedback. And how do you get this? Do you go around Lagos or Nigeria looking for customers up and down? No. Customers most times are right in front of you. In the past properties that they have built, go in, ask questions, ask information. If a developer is truly upfront with you, they should be able to give you access to past developments. You should be able to ask people who have stayed there, who have lived there, about their experience in the property, about how long it took for them to deliver on the property, about what the living experience is like in there, what kind of problems have they had, what kind of advantages have they had from living in that development. These all factor into how your client is going to feel when they live or experience an investment in the developer's property. Remember that it is critical to gather as much information as possible about a developer from different sources. Remember, it is not the development you are investing in, but the developer's ability to deliver that you are investing in when you are selling an off-plan project to your proposed clients. So in order to make an informed decision, and in order to help your clients make an informed decision on the right off-plan project to choose, ensure that you gather as much information as possible about the developer. Do your due diligence on the track record and previous works of the developer before plugging your client into that off-plan project. All right, guys, until next time, bye-bye.